Today on Occult Detective, we're going to talk about Possession by A S Byatt. Possession is a 1990 best-selling novel by British author A S Byatt. First thing I had read by her. It was recommended by a fellow who runs my favorite used record store. He said that he wasn't much of a reader, but that his mom had talked him into reading this, suggested it to my wife and I, and so we gave it a go. Let's see, it won the Booker Award in 1990 for Best Fiction. It's a challenging novel. My initial thought was that it was pretentious, right? Having not read the author's work before, it came across to me as trying too hard. Now, as the novel went along, I kind of saw what the author was trying to do. I don't think that it always worked, but it was intriguing. It certainly had a compelling mystery. It was steeped in academia, which I'm sure turned some people off, but obviously critics just love this sort of thing, and I think that's certainly why it was so heralded by so many. Let's take a look at the synopsis of the plot. Obscure scholar Roland Mitchell, researching in the London Library, discovers handwritten drafts of a letter by the eminent Victorian poet Randolph Henry Ash, which leads him to suspect that the married Ash had an unknown romance that eventually they determined it was this lesser-known poet, Christabel LaMotte, with whom he had the affair. She was a bisexual, very outgoing feminist, whereas he was far more conservative. Mitchell becomes involved with Dr. Maud Bailey, who is a LaMotte scholar. So what you have is this parallel between Mitchell and Bailey's relationship as it grows, and a romance kind of blossoms between them, mirrored by that of Ash and LaMotte. And the author does a good job of bouncing between Victorian era and the modern era. And she also does a good job of reproducing poetry and letters from that era and having it be very believable. And she definitely understands the language and is able to present it in a way that it all feels historically accurate, in spite of her creating these characters. Now, I think to me, Ash seemed to be kind of a cipher for Tennyson. That's the feel I got from it. LaMotte, I'm not exactly sure where she was going there, but she had a kind of a Mary Shelley feel, perhaps, you know, a little more whimsical, maybe, what with the fairy stories. But the overriding mystery is very good. I think if the novel has a detriment, it's that Ash is he's the very antithesis of man of action, and perhaps a more modern take on this, maybe it wouldn't work, but you would like a little more oomph from your protagonist. Bailey, on the other hand, she's kind of a firebrand, and you kind of get that. And I think the I guess Mitchell is that quintessential academic scholar who's so intent on the material. He's just static and a thinking man, as opposed to, as I said, a man of action. But I enjoyed the novel quite a bit, actually. I almost DNR'd it. I mean, I'll be honest. Early, it wasn't grabbing me. Like I said, just the overwrought pretentiousness of the prose early just did not capture me at all. So I'm glad I pushed through it. There's a great kind of twist at the end, and I enjoy that kind of thing. I would read her again. It's like I said, I like to be challenged. I like prose like this. To be fair, I love the cover art, of course, The Beguiling of Merlin, very famous painting. Definitely sells the book. I mean, I was going to read it regardless. I did not know what it looked like when I ordered it, ordering it used, and when it showed up, seeing one of my favorite images on the cover, yeah, it just really helped a lot. So that's all I got for you today. I'm going to really try to pick up the pace on posting videos. I appreciate you tuning in. Have you read Possession? I mean, it was certainly a very popular book. Most of you probably in BookTube land have looked in on this. I would love to hear your thoughts. That's all for today. I'll talk to you again very soon. Till then, happy reading.